Okay, I am here today with Craigi Love. How are you doing, Craig?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. Thank you for coming and having this conversation.
Oh, well, thank you for the invite.
So, Craigi, you are kind of the head guy for Techmeout, right?
Yes.
So, what is Techmeout?
Techmeout, well, it's many things that it's sort of evolved into now and keeps serving a purpose for different things, not just for me, but people involved and the crowd, you know. So just try to involve everybody where we can, you know. A lot of the DJs that we have are from the dance floor, you know. When it was sort of started here nearly 5 years going through, and it was just me. And it's turned into a bit of a family, so to speak.
Yeah,
And,
it definitely seems that way from just attending. You know, you've got new faces, and you know you can tell that the people that are there and the regulars, everybody knows each other. It's so friendly, so welcoming.
brilliant.
And you know, you can see you've got a few people around with the Techmeout logo on their t-shirts. So
Yeah.
there's definitely a crew behind it, right?
Oh yeah, for real. So like I said, sort of Tech Me Out, sort of, if you want me to go back to the beginning, I could sort of tell you how it went.
Oh,
but,
please do, yeah.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in the area, Frome and Gloucester and Westbury, what have you. All three towns are sort of very linked together.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's got to be sort of around about 91, 92, sort of discovered this repetitive dance music, so to speak. You know, I was sort of finding my way with music, what I liked. Had a lot of influence from family members like blues and stuff like that, but it wasn't really me. So, sort of discovered dance music or rave, however you want to say it was. But, there was a club in Longleat called Oscars. It's quite a famous club from back in the day.
Was it still Longleat as we know it then? Wow.
Exactly that. So where the restaurant is now, in the car park, that's where Oscars was.
Yeah.
So there was a promoter called UFO Club,
Right.
and I think it was every Friday. You know, all around here we all lived for it. If you ask anyone from Frome about UFO Club, you're just going to get some amazing stories back from it. But yeah, the lineups. I mean, we were quite lucky. You know, they were people back in the day just before they become superstars, you know, and one of those was Carl Cox. He used to do Boxing Days there. I mean,
awesome.
that's the highlight, you know. We had Carl Cox every Christmas. So, the sort of the taste happened there for me, really, you know. Eat Static as well, you know.
Yeah, he's a bit of a living legend
Oh,
around these parts.
You know, anyone in the music is heavily inspired from that period of time, especially Merv and Joey. When they were together, but so that kind of happened. Doing a lot of partying, and you know the raves were, you know, full flow back then in the sort of early to mid 90s, and sort of progressed into going up to a club called Gold Diggers in Chippenham, which was sort of like happy hardcore, really.
Oh,
They was just, you know, before the cusp of all the genres and sub-genres, but once again, you know, cracking acts there and that. You know, but it was around that time that, you know, like I said, the genres were splitting. Around that time, I was going to Brunel Rooms as well, and that's when Jungle was kicking in, which was great. It was different, man. That was sort of like felt a bit more rebellious than anything, because it was just you, and it was quite dark in places. And it got to a point where I had a knife pulled on me for one E. I was just like, wow, this isn't
that's not the vibe,
this isn't it, you know.
No.
So
it's like it's supposed to be a party.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be fun.
That's right. But so just started going back to Diggers a bit more then, really. And I met a girl from Gloucester, and I never really came back after that party. So it was probably about 1993. So I moved up to Gloucester from little Warminster. It was absolute crazy. Thing about it, I was just 16 at the time. But up in Gloucester, fantastic, man. It's my second home. I'm very proud that it's in my roots. But up there, you know, there wasn't really techno-friendly city at all, you know. It's very big Afro-Caribbean community out there, you know, so it's heavily championing the jungle sound, like, you know, and there's some quite influential drum bass and jungle figures from Gloucester and still fly the flag for it. But yeah, it was quite hard really of, you know, being in somewhere that techno wasn't so accessible as places like Bristol. So yeah, me and a few friends used to live for Friday at Lakota nearly every weekend for years. So yeah, that's kind of, you know, the techno never really left me, and but it was never what I really wanted. But yeah, so I was out there 30 odd years, you know, got a son up there, etc.
When did you come back to the area?
So I've been back coming up 5.5 years now. So yeah, I was up there 30 years, so it was one hell of an after party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, within that time, you know, got quite into the free party scene up there.
Yeah.
You know, following people like Virus, Spell Tribe, and Desert Storm, and you know that would keep the techno fix. And so yeah, 30 odd years later, come back to the fold. So
when you came back to the area, where did you go from there?
Right, well, so it was a little bit of post-lockdown, really. It's a bit of a long story, really. I kind of miss a bit out, but towards the end of living in Gloucester, I got quite into... I was having some quite bad addiction problems. Going back 10 years. Addiction problems, it was just one big party, really. It just didn't stop, do you know what I mean?
It's kind of difficult in that context as well, if you're partying rather than just sort of like, you know, retreating to, you know, just using on your own and hiding it or whatever. When it's in that context of a party, it kind of it's easy for people to sort of not realise there's a problem.
Yeah, 35 years, you know, and don't get me wrong, I've had a great time. I can tell you some amazing stories, but it wasn't the best thing I could have done. But here we are, and it's sort of shaped this story. But yeah, friends sort of recognised my problems and sort of introduced me to photography. So I got into urban exploring, and I got really into that.
Yeah, I've seen some really beautiful photographs on your Instagram page.
Oh wow, thank you very much.
Those.
Yeah, that was all me. I just wanted to be someone different in a different art state, and so I changed my whole identity so no one knew it was me. So yeah, kind of did that, and people started getting an idea of that, and so the idea kind of went public. It's like, right, so how big can I get this? How can I take this as far as I can and try and be the best at it? And you know, let's go to Detroit. At that time, there's 40,000 abandoned buildings around Detroit. You know, so yeah, I got approached to do an exhibition up at Gloucester Guildhall, which was quite overwhelming, really, because I didn't really have much material. So yeah, it was about a year's worth of planning, and met some people online. And
you did the exhibition, were they the photographs of Detroit?
Mainly of Detroit, yeah, and a lot around the UK, but, you know, to get kudos and anywhere in the urban exploring or urbex world, you've got to be hitting places where no one really does, and you know, and finding a building first before anybody else does. You know, very competitive. It's a horrible world, if I'm honest. You think everyone would be in it together, but it's a big competition. But, you know, it was a way of expressing myself, and Detroit came out of that. So
I think there's something quite almost romantic about abandoned, derelict spaces. Especially, I particularly love when nature starts to sort of grow through the foundations and up the sides, and you can just sort of see the mother just trying to sort of like take it back.
But in the same respect, so, you know, the idea or message I was trying to give out in the photographs was, you know, these were majestic buildings in their day, and, you know, they're just having a bad headache, so let's give them a bit of dignity, even the way that they're looking now.
I love that.
You know, and try and sort of tell a bit of a story about it, you know, and it's an art form, so that's how I try and treat it in that manner. You know, I'm not an artist by any chance, you know, I haven't studied or gone to school and done anything like that, so just about my personal expression, really. So.
I think that's the definition of an artist.
Well, it's just, I don't really view myself like that. You know, I haven't really got much confidence with what I do. But yeah, it comes out all right, so to speak. So, but yeah, Detroit really. And
how long were you there for?
So the first time I went for about 3 weeks. A guy called Todd, hopefully he listens back to this. And I owe quite a lot to him. He's like an old punk, he's a lot older than me. And he knows Detroit like the back of his hand. So yeah, he took me to some amazing events over there. So and places, so to speak.
Oh, that's cool. So you had like your own personal guide.
Yeah.
You didn't have to just seek it out.
No, I lived as a Detroiter.
Oh, that's cool.
And I met some amazing people. But so I came back from there. I mean, that really wasn't on the music tip. I found it really hard to sort of find any contact, surprisingly, in Detroit with techno. But I came back, still living in Gloucester, and met a guy called George and another guy called Christian. And George had this concept that he wanted to do, and he wasn't into drum, bass and jungle like everybody else, and just like into progressive house and some deep techno and stuff. So we started a little thing called Electronique, and it was progressive and deep techno, etc. No commercial. Yeah, I mean, we did a few parties, and it was like great. I'm starting to play music with people that were on the same page, and yeah, brilliant. And then so that kind of disbanded. Sometimes it doesn't work with a few people, kind of clashes, and so yeah, we disbanded. And George went off then to Bristol, and George is now the Prog Lab. And so yeah, over the last sort of 7, 8 years, they've just done a party with John Digweed. So that's how it went for them. The early parties with Prog Lab, I was doing room 2, hosting the Detroit techno room.
Cool.
But yeah, that kind of George wanted to be more focused with the progressive house, and brilliant. Like I said, I think he's got to be one of the biggest promoters in Bristol now. And knowing that, it was like, right, well, where's my bit of this cake,
Yeah.
And Techmeout was kind of started then, just me on my own. And I'd gone back to Detroit the following year with links that I'd met. And I was over there for a month at that time, a month's visa worth. And they were techno people, Sabrina and Joshua, and they invited me over, and they knew everybody. And I was out there for a month. Man, the places they took me and the people met. Honestly, that's another story. It's amazing. I just look at cities like that from afar, and to be involved with it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. That's a nice amount of time to actually sort of integrate into it. And
it was, yeah.
You're not just there viewing it.
That's what I was living.
Outside perspective for that amount of time, are you?
Kind of just living. That's where I was from. I was so tempted not to come back. I was getting offered loads of work with my photography. Yeah, I was lucky enough to get some playouts over there when I was there, and the most notable one out of them was I got to play at the Works. So the Works on Michigan Avenue, one of the first clubs. I think it was Richie Horton's first club he played in. Everyone who was anyone from Detroit, it was the club. And yeah, I was the last Englishman to play in there before they closed down. Ford brought the area and have renovated it. Unfortunately, the Works wasn't in their plans. But I was, the last Englishman for me was Pete Tong. So
fair play.
I'm giving myself that one. They didn't really like Pete Tong that much, to be honest, because he was just like the essential mix. But
you got to give him his dues, though.
Yeah, and he done it. I was really surprised that they said, because I was like, wow, this isn't the sort of club you'd expect someone like that playing. But once again, it's Detroit. But and I mean, I spent a month there, and I was going all around the state and going to different places. But what stood out for me was the city's very much. It's making a comeback now, especially downtown. There's a lot of money being put into it. But, the city's just taking such a financial hammer. It's like a third world city. You wouldn't believe that it was Detroit, the places that I was going, the places I was seeing. But that didn't matter to any Detroiter, because they had their art and they had each other. There was graffiti. Everything you wanted, it's just in Detroit. And... I mean, you could go and have a steak, right, in a steakhouse, and there's someone in the corner playing some beautiful techno. And I just I
that
thought,
sounds so good.
Honestly,
I would love to have steak and techno.
Yeah, we still can, So, I came back my friend Nick Fulbrook had a little cocktail bar in Gloucester and let DJs in there on a Friday night, and I want a techno or type of place. Nick, over the years, always knew about what I was doing and just gave me that little opportunity and chance to do it a bit more. So that was the idea, Techmeout was just supposed to be in the corner of a 50 capacity bar room or whatever.
How she's grown.
I still get, I would take your right arm off to still have a venue like that, because it's up and personal, and that's what it's all about for me. It's just sharing that moment.
Yeah.
But then lockdown happened, and that's another story as well. But doing a lot of live streaming. I was living off grid at the time in Hereford.
How did you find the transition to doing the live streams? Because it exploded, didn't it? And
yeah.
I mean, it's great that it did.
It was hard to get a camera because everyone wanted a camera, so we paid over the marks by that. But yeah, it was great. I mean, we were living just in Hereford next to the Black Mountains off grid.
Nice.
Yeah, we were just doing Somerset.
I can't think of worse places to be locked down.
Oh man, I didn't want lockdown to finish, to be honest. But yeah, we'd hit. I say we. I was my partner at the time, but yeah, we'd hit over that summer around about just over 500,000 reach, and it was going worldwide. Yeah, and we were sort of sharing our life at the time of what we were doing, and it was amazing. And
it goes a long way, that doesn't it?
It did, and what it was doing to people, we didn't really realise the effect it was having on people, and the messages was just, some of them make you cry. It was a talk, and obviously it's living in Hereford, so I was talking with a lot of cider, so I just falling out of my mouth. But yeah, it went really well. But of course, lockdown kind of finished, and through certain circumstances, it was time to come back. So I chose Frome. So yeah, sort of came back here, and basically sort of had to start again then, really, with establishing myself down here.
Yeah.
And getting some.
How did you get linked up with Bath Street?
So 23 Bath Street.
Yeah.
Well, so I was aware that it was here, from Facebook and in Google, as you do. And one name that kept popping up was Toby Spin. And yeah, by chance, actually, we walked past the venue, and there's a poster at the front, Nuts and Bolts, it's techno on it. And one of the lineup was a guy called Jimage, who's a bit of another local legend and a bit of a hero. But I actually grew up with him, early part of the life. So I, saw him on there, and I'm like, right, well, come on, let's get something going. So yeah, finally got hold of Toby and went in. I was just sort of trying to sell myself as a DJ and getting a set. And yeah, I don't know what he'd said to me, but I'd walked out with 5 dates that year and a promoter pack. And it was like, right, yeah. So here we go. That sort of changes that. So anyway, I'd kind of forgotten that I had the Techmeout name. And so, right, well, I've got Techmeout popped up. And I just went straight in. No mess about. We had Dave Angel,
It's not a bad start, is it?
Techno legend, and
yeah.
And I think it sort of showed to people that, oh right, people took note of that.
Coming hard. With a decent headline.
But I still needed a crew. I think 30 years shouldn't be anything, but friendships, obviously, and people everyone grows up, don't you? So I was like, the one name that I knew, who was very active in promoting and putting events on, just being part of a party, was Wayne Black. Just big up to Wayne. So I hit Wayne up, and Wayne's still with me today on Techmeout. If you've been to our events and you've seen our light show, that's Wayne.
Oh, that's Wayne.
Yeah. So his thing's called Under the Influence, UTI, and it's great. We're the same age. We were at school together. So yeah, we're both about to hit 50 this year, and it's great working with him. I ain't got to sort of say what I want to do, and just kind of know, so it kind of works. So yeah, big up Wayne. He makes me look like I know what I'm doing. But yeah, so we just kept chipping away at events. So I do like a residence one upstairs where I could just play more of me. And then the downstairs we'd have headliners. So after Dave Angel, we had Mark Archer from Alternate, did an old school night with him. We had Bez from the Happy Mondays.
When we first moved here, we saw that posted up everywhere. We were like, what?
Yeah, so
Bez?
that's who I was kind of living with in lockdown in Hereford.
Bez?
Yeah, so
Really?
honestly, we had an amazing time.
I bet that was a bright laugh.
Yeah, you could only imagine. So yeah, it was only right, really. It was only right. It was a drunken conversation around the fire one night, and how much are you going to charge me to do a party? And he said this, and it's like, all right. So we did it, and that went off. It was wicked. Yeah. It was fantastic. So
I bet that brought a good crowd.
Yeah, it's the only one really where I think we were 10 off capacity, and I've never hit that number since. And but yeah, it was a bit of a novelty event, really. I think at that time was getting on Gogglebox, so it was in everyone's eyesight.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was wicked. We had Bez. Had Donovan, Bad Boy Smith, come down from Gloucester, who was sort of an old school DJ from back in the day, playing all the raves, and quite close to him, so it was great to have him down on the flyer. And then a lot of parties in between, discovering new local talent and never gets the opportunity to play out. That was the whole basics of it, of building that. So it's very hard in...
there are so many people that play music.
I
mean, generally, but I really feel that there's like a concentration of really artistic souls that live in the West.
Yeah, very much so. And it's really hard to get a platform. It's hard for me. I've been doing this a long time now and still struggle to get stuff. And so yeah, that's where Techmeout comes in. I mean, I love booking these huge guests because these people I looked at on flyers, and to be on the same flyers as them, even though I'm putting it on myself.
Special, yeah.
I love it. It's great. But yeah, it's about showcasing existing talent that never get that opportunity and new talent coming up. But yeah, so everything was going really well, really, at 23, and bless Toby, alongside my Techmeout events, he put me on some amazing lineups. Yeah, then sadly, one day, Toby took me to the side to inform me that 23 was closing after 10 years. So we were like, shit, we've lost. Not only have we lost the venue, we've lost Toby and Lark, and what they've done for the area is fantastic. It's going to leave a real big hole in the scene. So we thought, right, fuck it, man. I'm just going to go out. We don't know what's happening with the venue. There was rumours it was just going to turn into a pub, or flats like they do around there. But so yeah, we decided we're going to go for it because this might be our last party in Frome, and I'd sort of made a decision that I wanted a piece of this Bristol pie that George had got. So, my next logical progression for me was to move into Bristol. And, Bristol's got a big part in Techmeout, especially Lakota. So, on this last event, we thought, sod it, I'm going for it. So I booked Colin Dale and Trevor Rockliffe.
Talk about going out with a bang.
That says it all, doesn't it? And, that went off in capital letters and a full stop in between each word there. And, it was sad that was the last one. So, yeah, that's what started the Bristol itch. And so, yeah, sort of fast forward to Bristol.
So in between 23 Bath Street closing and it reopening as the tunnels, you went up to Bristol and you were doing Techmeout in Bristol.
The plan was the following year, which was last year, to start Bristol. But around that time, a lot had gone wrong for me. in my personal life. In a nutshell, I needed to sort myself out. Life had fallen apart around me through my own doings, I suppose, and worked out that I had ADHD. Finding that out was amazing because I answered so many questions. I've done all these things over the years, and none of them have been to any success, and they've just stopped, or I've just fucked it up. So I found that out, and I was very relieved. What I didn't really realise that I'd been doing for the last 34 odd years, but to medicate this as a drinker, pisshead, alcoholic, call me what you want. That's who I turned into. And, in just alcohol, that would turn into a £100 bag.
Yeah, there's big links with addiction and neurodivergence.
Yeah, it's put me in some great positions. I tell you some funny stories. But once again, it would never really help me in any way. And so I was relieved. And they were going, ADHD's a superpower. And, after being diagnosed, I didn't really stop drinking at all. If anything, I just carried on. And then he was saying superpower, and I thought, well, what the fuck is this superpower then? Because it's just ruined my life. And then things really went a bit south, really. And then one day, it's like, right, the one thing that's getting in your way, Craig, is alcohol. And if they say superpower if ADHD is a superpower, then I owe it to myself to see if it can work. And rather than picking something always subject as my artistic flair and that I do, that usually renounce to nothing, why don't I start making myself that project? And that's what I've done.
I love that.
And Techmeout then became the replacement for alcohol. But we still didn't have a venue. Yeah, New Year's Day came. It was the last day of 23. It shut the day before. And then that first thing, I think it was about 8 o'clock New Year's Day, I had a message of, I just bought 23. I need techno. And that man's Barry Lawrence. And
that's Barry.
That's our Barry. Like, right, well, we're still going to do Bristol, but we can't turn our back on Frome now, Frome's what's made it what it is. And, my crew was getting bigger at this time.
So at this point, who did you have involved at this point? So you've got you and Wayne.
So Wayne really, he does the lighting and all that, all the promo and everything. I just say when I want him, can you do it? And he turns up, and thank you very much, Wayne. And so it was just predominantly me. And but I've met some fantastic people along the way, and the most notable one is Tuggers. You'll see him on the posters and everything. But Justin, what an amazing man. It's actually his 50th in a couple of weeks. He's been with me since the beginning. He started off, he was just a punter. I got the first video of the first party, and he's at the front. He's now behind the decks. It's great. He's my wingman. He's my support. He believes in anything that hell-raising idea I come up with. It's let's do it and do it. So, we do. And it encourages me to take those risks and to believe in them. But, John the Hat, I don't know if you've met John.
What a beautiful man.
He's fantastic.
He is so lovely.
He's 72. And to have him on our crew is amazing. So we've got him. You've met James and Nadia.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so they started coming to our parties last year, and I didn't really know who this couple was. They're just fucking having it large right in front. I'm like, who's these guys? And every party, they're there at the front. And, I didn't know them. I get off stage because I don't drink now. And, 0 beers in a small bottle. It's got me a pint of 0 beer. And, they're just fantastic. They give They do everything in Techmeout that I can't do. Running a night, you're full on. It's full on. I don't have the chance to talk to people, and then when you do, you get engrossed in the conversation. It's hard to break out because So they're my welcoming committee, and Nadia helps me out with my social media.
What a fantastic job
they're brilliant, man, and it's been really nice to meet James, who wasn't really in the techno, who's in the drum bass. And he now plays techno. He's been playing 6 months. He's bought a controller. And,
they actually they took us back to theirs after the ladies of techno.
So I hear, yeah.
And he and Giles were like, I'm going to go get my music, and they stayed just playing music for hours and hours. It's like, Giles, we have to go home now.
Yeah,
and he was like, just one more song.
Oh, they're a great couple.
Yeah, they're so fun.
They're a big part of my life now. And there's Barry. Barry just wants techno, and he loves what I do, and he's given me so much confidence. So he approached us, do some parties, and I'm like, well, yeah, I want the little room upstairs.
Yeah, I actually I haven't been in the room upstairs. What's the space like up there?
So it's like 89 capacity. Yeah, small, close and intimate, but I didn't have the confidence then of being able to fill the downstairs room out of any headliners, and he convinced me to headline myself, and it changed everything. I didn't really realise the impact it has on people, and it's worked really well. So we done last year. We attempted Bristol. We tried in Bristol. We done a couple there. Lost miserably on that, but it didn't matter. We can't expect to. It doesn't work like that. You've got to take these hits, and you've got to learn from all this. It's not a loss, and within this time, just been growing, and every Techmeout event has got to be it's got to be different. We can't have the same thing, and so many subgenres and genres of stuff that you've got to get a nice balance of it all. And so it's coming into this year, and Techmeout's only usually four a year, every quarter. The venue was like, look, can you do this every month? And they're in there at that time, their first year, and they need it. Yeah. So it's like, not worry what I want to do. I do have a full-time job as well, and I took on each month. And wow, I'm tired. I tell you that, we're 7 months in. I'm very tired. We've done a fair few parties this year. But, it was like, right, I need to create sort of sub-brands from the Techmeout. So one of them is the Origins 313. The 313 is a nod to the area code of Detroit, and the Origins obviously says it all. So that brand or sub-brand is very focused on the Detroit roots of Techmeout. And luckily enough that
we came to a Trevor Rockliffe.
So
that was the first one.
Brilliant. I think that was.
Good night.
Yeah,
that
so
was a good night.
Trevor and Colin, since booking them back a few years ago, but we've become really good friends with them, and they've been so supportive of what we do. They've been amazing. It's nuts that I'm actually friends with them. Trevor Rockliffe's my hero, and Colin Dale. Everyone that I booked has been heroes, really. The advice that they give is so valuable to us, and just their support is everything. But Trevor's now a Techmeout resident.
Yeah, and he's playing again in August.
He's playing next month for my 50th.
Yeah.
So we got Colin.
You've got two 50ths.
We got three with Wayne. So,
Wayne's
50th is at a different venue. It's
right.
A private party, that one. We got it's 150 years worth of celebrations in 3 months. Trevor is now one of our residents. Each month this year was, like I said, trying to be a bit different. So we started the year off with just local residents. January's a terrible month. Sorry, it's hard. We done really well. I think we had over 100 on that one. So that was really, really good. Then we did a bit of old school, because obviously that's still in me. And so we had Nicky Black Market for that. Did a nice jungle era set, which was fantastic. And then we had Trevor. And then we went down sort of like the acid line, and we've had Placid from Go Down Deep from Bristol. He gave us a masterclass in the world of acid. It was amazing. It was nice to use other people of our crew as well. There is some I've missed out. Justin Gage and his wife Emma have been part of Techmeout, and Justin loves his acid, and he gives that element that I can't. So, yeah, we covered that. We did Ladies Techno, as you know.
Yeah, another great night.
Aggie Acid Line. I mean, the women, fucking hell, I couldn't believe it.
It was
like
proper
that was full on, man.
It
That was full on, and it was really nice. It was nice for me not to have to do anything that night and to enjoy myself, you know. And then Mr. Hayes, the last DJ, was last month, and then we're on to the future. What we've got.
So you've got this weekend in Bristol.
Yeah.
The Baron of Techno.
The Baron of Techno, Mr. Dave Clarke. Yeah. So we're not very good, actually. I'm not very good with being at venues and closing down, thinking about it. I mean, it was the Works in Detroit, then 23 Bar Street. And our Bristol events that we'd done was at Dare 2, and they closed down at the beginning of the year as well. So it was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, what am I going to do? So Lakota sort of popped up that they created a smaller club inside and named it the Moon Club. Yeah, so it's 220 capacity. And I thought, right, that's my number, and Lakota's part of Techmeout. So I hit him up, can you send me some info? And the in-house promoter came back, was like, look, you're the promoter we've been looking for. You know, we want this area. You know, they were just getting fed up of their bread and butter, which is uni students. And, you know, it's a big venue to fill every week, so their overhead's huge, as you can imagine. But so they were like, right, we need a club for the heads, you know, and that was a comment from someone in their 40s. So when he said this to me, he said it was around your age, about 40, and I thought, oh, I'll have that. But so, yeah, I said, look, you know, we have legacy acts, and everything we experienced in the 90s, you know, that feeling's never gone. We've just lost the years. Music's obviously evolved and matured, and it is where it is. And techno right now is just, it never ceases to hit the point, you know, and it never will. It will continue forever. So, yeah. So in that conversation, I said, look, you know, I want to be the prog lab of the techno world in Bristol. I want to bring people like Dave Clarke. And he said, we've got Dave Clarke in July. Well, that's brilliant, but not for me, because it means I'm not going to get Dave Clarke for another 2 years. He's at that level of DJ, then just, you know. And then he finished that sentence off with, do you want to come in on partnership with us? I couldn't believe my ears what he said. So, yeah, that they basically offered us to do the party with them, which is great because they're next level of a venue, and it's the next step up for me. But what's so sweet is 30 years later, I get to do that there. And, you know, the whole point of Techmeout was the love from everything we experienced in the 90s and Lakota and Detroit, and put it all into one room, and that's what you got Techmeout, you know. It's for people, by the people, and that's what it's all used to be about, and it always will be. But so yeah, lucky enough for warming up for Dave on Saturday.
Yeah, nice. So by the time this goes out,
it'd have been
Dave
gone.
Clarke would have been gone.
Yeah,
I'm sure it would have been amazing.
Yeah, if you didn't get your tickets, you've missed out.
Yeah,
but
if you didn't get your ticket already, you've missed out on that one. But Colin Dale on the 31st of July.
Yeah, so Tugger's 50th. Yeah. We were down in Brixton with Colin on the weekend for his abstract dance. He's a great bloke, like I said, you know, we think the world of him, and we love his music, and we know everybody else does as well, you know. What a guy. Everything he's done for music and still continues to do. So we're very lucky to have him down. And then, yeah.
Where can we find tickets for that one?
So on Skiddle, or if you just go on our socials, we're mainly on Facebook, really. We have the others, but I'm a bit old to keep on top of it all, but that's the next mission. So yeah, tickets at Skiddle, or hit us up on our Techmeout page, but they are on Skiddle. We're tied in with Skiddle for this year, so you can follow that profile.
And then, what have you got coming up after that one?
Right. Well, so the rest of this year, this 12-month programme for the tunnels, like I said, we've got Colin Dale, Trevor Rockliffe for my birthday.
Oh, yeah. After Colin, it's Trevor.
Yeah. Tickets at Skiddle, hashtag. After that, September, we've got Mark Neenan coming up from Filth. Infiltrated, I think it's called. I get struggle with the second name with ADHD. Words are just a jumble sometimes. So we've got Mark coming up, which is great. He's from the southwest, so we're going to, fly the flag for ourselves. Then October, we've got the Unholy Techno event last year at the tunnels. Went right off. So yeah, we're going quite hard. That's pure Techmeout. That is me, Tuggers. I've got a guest DJ coming up from the New Forest, a young girl up and coming. So it's nice to give her a platform. Got Uncle Rodney. You'll recognise Uncle Rodney from the dance floor.
All right, okay.
So yeah, he's going to be opening at the night. John the Hat as well. Then November, I'm not sure if I can say on that one.
Hush, hush, top secret?
It kind of is. It's just
exciting.
that there's contracts that need to be signed and done for that, and
okay.
I ain't got the green light for that yet. But it's a bit off piste to techno, but it's very linked to it. But it's part of me. I wish I could tell you. I'll tell you after this. And then we're finishing off the year with Posthuman. He's the guy who runs I Love Acid.
Okay.
So yeah, they're a great brand. I mean, London, Glasgow, Bristol. They do Chicago and New York as well. Very look up to that. And then that takes us into 2027, and I've got some amazing stuff. I really can't tell you, but it's going to be outside.
Oh,
so
okay.
Tech Me Outside. You've really got to stay close to our socials, because when we release it, if it happens, it's pretty lit, as they say. But yeah, there's a few more people that we know that we want to do next year. We are taking a bit of another level up now with our acts. Yeah, and hopefully we'll be over in Detroit at some point with Techmeout next year as well. Like one of our boys.
Watch this space.
Yeah, I missed him off. I totally missed him off. There's so many people. But yeah, there's a guy called Dan, Mr. Twister, who lives in Detroit, but he's dual passport for the UK as well. So I've met him in the UK. But both times of being in Detroit, never did get to hang out with him, which was a shame. But yeah, he's been over a few times for Mr. Twister and an Origins night that we've done. So yeah, we're going to pay the favour and go over there. But yeah, like I said, the future really is just keep your eye out on our stuff.
Yeah, totally.
It's exciting, opportunities are coming to us now, which is just quite overwhelming. Some of the opportunities. The feeling that we all had in the 90s, we can still have that now, and you're going to be on a dance floor that someone you're dancing with is probably on the same dance floor as you 30 years ago, and it's a safe space, it's a happy place, and you can hear just some quality techno, man. But for me, on a personal level, if I didn't have techno, I wouldn't be here, and if anyone has any mental health or addictions, can always hit me up. But it can save you, man. It can save you. It's not just music, it's what goes with it. It's a community. It's a love, it's a brotherhood, it's universal, and it can be part of your life too.
It's exactly what we need.
Yeah, damn right. Life's too short, and everyone's grumpy. Just come to a Techmeout and be happy for 5-6 hours, and wait until the next one. We don't know what's going to happen in this world, man. So let's just enjoy ourselves, innit? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Lastly, you have very generously handed us over a mix.
Yes.
If you want to tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so it's just over an hour's mix. sort of half and half, really. The first half covers sort of a few areas of techno to sort of appeal to whoever's going to hear this, and then the sort of the second half is like going to have it.
Yeah, bang it out.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoy it. You know, I like making these mixtapes, and it's a bit of a Craig rave at home.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much to you.
Yeah.
Hi, so this is Craigi Love from Techmeout. Hope you enjoy this mix for Naiad Records. Enjoy.
on the small merry-go-round. All I wanna do is follow you, just say the word. All